Did you see a neurologist?
To find out if I'm crazy?
I mean, I'm a conspiracy.
Yet again, did you see a nervous system specialist to see whether I'm insane? Well, I mean, I'm a trick theist to some extent, like when I associate dabs that perhaps ought not be associated. I don't have the foggiest idea. Imagine a scenario in which the style and charm of Hollywood conceal a more evil reality plunge into the shadowy universe of VIP where distinction and fortune can come at a chilling expense. A portion of the business's most brilliant stars, like definitely Wendy Williams and Dave, find themselves trapped in a snare of control and secret. Yet for what reason did these strong figures surrender to odd diseases covered in mystery? An inquiry waits, indicating a more profound truth hid by the elites. They have zero control over me. You get what I'm talking about. They have some control over Shake. They had some control over Charles Barkley. They had some control over LeBron James. Go along with us as we unwind the upsetting adventure of psychological well-being, misdiagnosis, drug abuse, and monetary abuse tormenting the diversion domain. Prepare yourself for stunning disclosures as we lift the shroud on the dim powers that prowl in the background, leaving even the boldest characters defenseless and uncovered in the turbulent universe of VIP culture. Not many figures have caught the spotlight. Very likely the baffling craftsman known for his limit-pushing imagination and frank nature has wound up at the focal point of debate. Yet this time the stakes appear to be higher, the allegations more surprising as Wes focuses a light on what he sees as a dim underside of Hollywood. I ain't never been returned to the emergency clinic beginning around 2015, yet every time they say I'm insane, it's the point at which I'm saying reality. In late years, he has been vocal about his battles with psychological wellness, transparently talking about his bipolar problem anyway. His process has been damaged by contention, with many scrutinizing the legitimacy of his conclusions and the therapies he sought. After West's straightforward nature has frequently driven him down ways of discussion, however, his most recent disclosures allude to something undeniably more vile hiding underneath the surface. And I wouldn't be here, and on the news they would have said it was a result of a psychological issue in a progression of genuine meetings and virtual entertainment posts. West has alluded to an upsetting pattern of psychological wellness misdiagnosis among VIPs himself. Remembered, he's in good company for his interests, with many contending that the tensions of popularity and fortune frequently lead to hurried analyze and sketchy therapies. West's own encounters act as a chilling illustration of the risks of unrestrained influence and impact inside media outlets. I can express what I might be thinking and not go to prison. West strikingly broadcasted in a new meeting, revealing insight into the apparent control applied over his kindred superstars from LeBron James to Jay-Z and Beyonce. West recommends that nobody is safe to the powers that play in the background. They have some control over Jay-Z and Beyonce, you man, yet they have zero control over me. You sing ain't no name. I won't name. It's up yet. What drives this requirement for control, and at what cost to those ends trapped in its web? West charges take on a significantly hazier tone as he digs into the idea of Hollywood penances. In a stunning disclosure, he proposes that his own mom, Dawn West, was among those forfeited in quest for influence and control, yet she's in good company in West's allegations as he points out other high-profile figures, including Michael Jorah's dad and Bill Cosby's child. It's a chilling indication of the lengths to which some might go to keep up with their grasp on influence. They need to adapt and damage. West proclaimed, his words dribbling with a combination of rebellion and depression. And God love me, they hit me whole Adidas all that way. Still Forbes, who disdained me, needed to compose total onsets $400 million in spite of the gravity of his charges. West remaining parts unflinching, declining to be hushed by the individuals who look to control him. Yet as his way of talking becomes expanding, whimsical, one can't resist the urge to think about what lies underneath the surface. Is West a valiant truth teller, courageously uncovering the dull, real factors of media outlets? Or is he basically a disturbed soul lost in a labyrinth of distrustfulness and scheme? You think about, on the off chance that Harley was essential all for knowledge, right? What sort of individuals you believe are encircled by kids? What sort of individuals you believe are in that house thinking about that he isn't the one in particular who deals with such an issue and openly stands in opposition to it? There is certainly a trace of validity at would be natural for him as the hang of VIP strife keeps on unfurling. One can't resist the urge to be drawn further into the perplexing maze of acclaim and fortune. Dave's unexpected takeoff from the spot, light suggestive of a cutting-edge departure to Africa, fills in as an obvious sign of the secret tensions and shadowy powers that sneak behind the fabulousness and style of Hollywood. Chappell's retreat to South Africa in 2005, abandoning the stunning commitment of a $50 million arrangement with Kanye Focal, started a maelstrom of hypothesis and interest at the time. Reports whirled about substance compulsion and psychological well-being issues, yet Chappelle energetically denied these charges. I'm not smoking substances, he declared in a real meeting with the magazine. Rather, he credited his trip to a blend of pressure, innovative disappointment, and a significant requirement for contemplation. So what's going on in Hollywood? No one knows. The most horrendously terrible thing to call someone is insane is pretentious, yet Chappelle's takeoff, like such countless different episodes in the domain of VIP, alludes to more profound fundamental issues inside media outlets. His words reverberation with a frightful home, projecting a focus on the destructive culture of popularity that can push even the strongest characters to the edge of hopelessness. For what reason is Dave going to Africa? He scrutinized, his voice weighed down with a combination of dissatisfaction and frustration. For what reason is Mariah Carey making a $100 million arrangement and afterward taking her garments off on TRL? To be sure, Chappell's feelings resound with ghostly pertinence following ongoing disclosures encompassed in the outlining Brittany Lance's narrative, as the media wrestles with its complicity in the double dealing of female stars like Lance's. Dave's words take on a newly discovered strength. His statement that Hollywood isn't simply a jungle gym for the rich and renowned, yet a debilitated climate that recognition upon the weak evokes an emotional response that reverberates a long ways past his own encounters. It was totally beyond my edge of reference. I've been in Broadway since I was 14. And you? I've had. With the narratives of what occurs following Chappelle's flight, murmurs of Hollywood forfeits and murmured claims of unfavorable ends have risen up out of the shadows, projecting a heap of doubt over the sparkling veneer of VIP culture, from the lamentable loss of Michael Jordan's dad to the disrupting death of Bill Cosby's child. The phantom of connivance poses a potential threat, tormenting the passageways of influence with its deceptive murmurs in the midst of the twirling whirlwind of VIP disturbance. Another situation is unfolding not too far off, and its name is Wendy Williams. The previous sovereign of daytime talk, known for her sharp mind and proud candor, has evaporated from our screens, abandoning a path of unanswered inquiries and murmured hypotheses, yet presently in a sensational contort deserving of the cinema. Williams is ready to make a victorious return in her own unfiltered narrative, whereas Wendy Williams, the expectation encompassing Williams' narrative is discernible